What's going on YouTube? This is Necrostevo and it's time for a narrated Wi-Fi battle video. Now, today's match is a battle I had against Mike. You'll notice this video is a little longer than most. That's because this is an awesome epic battle where every single play matters and it really comes down to the wire. So, Mike is actually one of my Twitter followers, so I'll leave his Twitter handle in the description if you would like to go challenge him. I'm actually using MegaScizor in this battle. I don't remember who I got this Scizor named Greg from. Long story short, I didn't really feel like breeding one since I have like 3 Scizors on black and white. And so I wanted to use someone else's that they weren't using. And so he just traded me a Scyther that had pretty decent IVs. And so I was like, alright, cool. I'm going to use that. But anyways, so expecting the Sleep Powder, the Leap Seed from MegaScizor, I have a really weird spread on MegaScizor to kind of compensate for his changed stats after going Mega. And this one is actually Sub, Bullet Punch. I switch between Night Slash and Thief depending on the battle, and of course Roost. So here I just went for Sub to avoid anything the MegaScizor really wanted to do. If he went for Earthquake, I didn't think that would break my Sub. Of course, Lucario's close combat is going to break the Sub, but that's okay because him having the defense drop is basically going to make him force out, and I don't really mind using HP up for a Sub because I can just Roost. And I have Wish healing through my Florges. And so, expecting him to switch, I just went for another Bullet Punch. And he does switch into Sableye, which is fine. I see the Will-O-Wisp coming, and so that means I'm going to go out on Klefki. Klefki doesn't mind being burned. Of course, Foul Play uses the opponent's attack stat. Furthermore, I could paralyze him, and unless he taunted me, I could set out spikes in his face. So he actually is going to burn Klefki, which is fine, and I'm going to be able to Thunder Wave him back. That does not actually end up mattering at all, just because his Chansey, God, I hate Chansey so much. It's so very annoying to fight. Not as much as I dislike Blissey, but grr. His Chansey actually has Aromatherapy, so that's not going to really matter that I got the Thunder Wave off. And it's not going to be a lot of point in trying to status his Pokemon until I get rid of the Chansey. So Chansey's going to come out now. As I went for Foul Play, I was just trying to put some damage on the Sableye to force it to recover, so I could switch into something else that didn't mind being burned. That Klefki, of course, is my rain supporter, because I was running Dragonite with this random set of Pokemon that I brought. And Klefki can set up the rain while the Dragonite gets hit with this weakness policy, and then it has Hurricane and Thunder and Dragon Claw and Dragon Dance. So all that is fun. Seismic Toss has an amazing attack animation, and I really just brought in Thumper to set up my Stealth Rocks. I knew Chansey could Seismic Toss me. I didn't really care though. It took several Seismic Tosses for it to finish me off. That's just the annoying thing about Chansey. To force Chansey to switch out of here and to put him into a position where hopefully he won't want to be, I Dragon Tail. Unfortunately, it sends him out into Sableye, which is annoying because he's just going to Will-O-Wisp. He could also taunt, thinking that I have other support options like Toxic, and so thinking that he was going to Will-O-Wisp again, I went out into Klefki, and he actually predicts that and goes for the taunt, which basically renders Klefki useless, because even if I go for Foul Play against Sableye, it's not going to do that much. Sableye's attack stat is nothing to write home about. Where is that Mega form on Sableye? I would still like that. Where it just has a third eye as a jewel. That would be cool. Anyways, though, he goes for his own Foul Play, which I think he did that expecting me to switch, because it would not have done anything versus Klefki between being resisted and my Klefki being burned. But that worked out because I got basically a free switch into my Florges right here. I knew he would taunt because most of Florges' options are not offensive, and so I just went straight for the Moonblast, and we get to see that awesome super effective message against Sableye, who previously the 6th gen did not have any weaknesses. So that's unless you use Foresight and use a fighting type attack. But you know, that's neither here nor there. It's just kind of cool to see that. Mega Venusaur comes in. I'm predicting either the Poison type move or Sleep Powder, maybe Leech Seed. I don't know why Florges is not Fairy Grass, but that's okay. That'll just make it quad weak to Poison, which I guess we don't really want. But Clefly, now that he's burned, makes a pretty good switch into Venusaur. And I'm going to be able to set up the Rain, which is nice. I'm not going to be using Fire attacks against Venusaur anyway. Rain is a great partner for Mega Venusaur because then Fire attacks don't really do anything to him. He does Seed me, but the reason Klefki is a perfect Pokemon to take this Leech Seed is because it does not have that much HP left, nor does it have that high of a base HP stat. So if he wants to switch in something, it's not going to get that much HP. And since I'm going down anyway, no reason to switch out. Let's just set up some more entry hazards because he doesn't really have a way to get rid of them. So we got Lair Spikes up, and we have Stealth Rocks up. And Venusaur is back at full HP, but that's alright. Now I go back out into Greg after earlier in the battle I know that I'm faster. I'm just going to be able to substitute up, expecting Talonflame to come in. I could have gone straight for the attack, but I also wanted to see if Talonflame could break my sub in the rain with the Flare Blitz, because I have a really weird HP defensive investment with max attack and a little bit of speed to outspeed, I think, base 70s. I'd have to go back and look at the number. I have a really, really weird spread on MegaScizor. Once I get the Scizors back from Black and White when Pokemon Bank comes out, I might adjust their EV spreads actually. But anyways though, I do see that he goes for the Flare Blitz there, and I was looking at the recoil and thinking, even if he went for that, that wouldn't do much to Thumper, and then he probably is going to go for Brave Bird because I'm no longer behind the sub. Brave Bird probably would not have knocked me out either, and here expecting him to roost, I just kind of wanted him to go away. Stealth Rocks are up, so he'll lose 50% every time he switches in. I could have Earthquake, but I didn't know if it would kill him because I don't have any attack investment. So I just decided to Dragon Tail instead. He could have Flare Blitz, it probably would have done about half of the HP I have remaining. But now when he switches back in, he's barely going to have any HP after the Stealth Rock, so that's good. He'll probably be in a range where my Scizor can kill him with a Bullet Punch, and still live the Brave Bird attack. So unfortunately, I switch him into his Greninja in the rain, which sucks because I only have 1 or 2 turns left on rain, and I don't really have anything I want to take a rain boosted Surf. I could have switched into Dragonite, but I wanted the multi-scale intact, and that is unfortunate. Now here's where I completely underestimate Greninja. As I switch into Dragonite, I get hit by a Stab, Life Orb, Ice Beam, and it just obliterates me right through the multi-scale. So that's fantastic. Talk about underestimating your opponent. Good grief. But fortunately, the rain does go down here, so I don't have to worry about him obliterating me with rain boosted attacks anymore. Pangoro just has such a high HP stat that a Stab Surf is not going to be able to KO me even with Life Orb. And I actually expected him to switch out thinking that I might be Scarfed or something the way I brought it in, so I went for Parting Shot. I definitely could have just flattened him with the Hammer Arm or with the Crunch. But Parting Shot is going to allow me to get out of here and go into something that really doesn't care about Greninja very much at all. Pretty much no matter what it's running, because Greninja doesn't usually run poison type attacks. It could learn Poison Jab, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone use it. But that's okay. I make him use more HP on his Life Orb than I take from the U-turn. Talonflame is going to come in, and he doesn't know that I have Psychic as a coverage move, excuse me. Because this is actually my Modest Florges with max HP, max special attack. So I basically wanted to put up a wish so that I could see how much his attack would do. I really could have just Psychicked after he came in here. So that's what I'm going to do now. Even if he goes for a Brave Bird, I'm going to get my Wish HP recovery. And so the Psychic actually brings him down lower than he would have been had he not used the Roost. So basically he's losing a few HP every time that he roosts, which is fine by me. He can roost as much as he wants, and he's going to be gaining back very, very little HP after the leftovers, but without leftovers, he's definitely losing a few HP. Now here he goes for Brave Bird. At full HP, I'm going to live it just because I have a max HP investment. He could have just kept roosting, but he probably wanted to put a huge dent on my Talonflame just so something could come in and finish it off. but Moonblast is going to be able to finish off the Talonflame. I just went for Moonblast on the off chance that he switched out. I definitely knew, I don't know, I had a really good feeling he was going to go for Braver right there. And so, if he had switched into Greninja, of course he would have been immune to the Psychic. So, here I'm just going to protect to get a little bit more leftovers recovery and see what he locks himself into. He goes for Ice Beam, probably just, on the off chance that he gets a freeze. Of course, Ice Beam has a base 90 power, so a little bit stronger than some of Greninja's other options. And now I know he's just going to attack, and I think that I can take it. I just wanted to stay in and go for a Wish to pass off to Scizor, who I really need to not only beat Venusaur, I also need Scizor to beat Chansey, or at least to hurt Chansey again. So I went for Wish, barely living. He knocks himself out with a Life Orb. Lucario comes in, and he gets hurt by the entry hazards. And I'm not really that worried about Lucario. I just get to protect to get my HP back. He goes for Close Combat, probably expecting Scizor to switch in to take the Wish right there. But I wanted to get my HP back on floor just before I sent a Wish out to Scizor. Now, Close Combat from Lucario is no slouch. I think if that had been adaptability boosted, he actually may have knocked me out with Mega Lucario's higher attack stat. But since he is part fighting, I did just want to go ahead and get rid of him. He has a special defense drop, so Moonblast is definitely going to be able to finish him off there. And now we have Chansey out here, which is... It's just great to see it, Chansey. I feel so lucky to face you on the field of battle where you just wall everything. Now, knowing that Moonblast isn't going to do much and he's probably just going to Seismic Toss for 50 damage, I'd go straight for a Wish. And of course, I lived that because I had 65 HP. And now I'm going to switch out into Scizor. Not only will my Wish recover more HP than the Seismic Toss does, I kind of... saw him going for Soft Boiled or something else that turn, so that was a perfect turn to switch into Scizor. Now I can go straight for Bullet Punches and all that good stuff just to see how much they do. They don't do that much. It's really no point staying in right there. But on the plus side, he doesn't do that much to me, so basically I'm going to put him in a range where he really wants to go for the Soft Boiled. That way I can switch in my Bandit Pangoro easily. Now, unfortunately, I kind of mispredict when he's going to go for that. He goes for Soft Boiled on this turn, and I thought he would have done it on the last turn there, but that's okay. We're just going to keep... that Bullet Punch should not do that much damage. So we're going to keep on going for it. He actually uses Soft Boiled twice in a row, which really threw me off, because now I didn't know when he was going to use it, so I was like, okay, I just need a Roost here, because I'm going to have 4 HP after he hits me with another Seismic Toss. And so... it's just kind of at the point where it's like, okay, he must think that I'm going to attack this turn, so I can switch in Pangoro. And I noticed Pangoro's HP, even if he uses Seismic Toss, I'll live it and I should be faster, just because Chanseys normally don't have any speed investment and they're pretty slow. So he does actually end up going for Seismic Toss. Not a big deal, as I just get to squish this thing. Finally, Bandit Pangoro is not to be trifled with. And I really want to try out Scarf Pangoro as well. It's faster than Scrafty, and Scrafty runs Dragon Dance set, so I can definitely see Pangoro being scarfed. Now, Venusaur just goes for Sludge Bomb, and that is what I wanted to see. Now that I know his only offensive option is Sludge Bomb, of course he has Synthesis, Leech Seed, Sludge Bomb, and Sleep Powder. I definitely know that I can maybe stall him out. Now, it really depends on how much damage my Bullet Punches and Night Slashes are going to do. But the most important thing is that I come in and I use Substitute first. Otherwise, he'd be able to Leech Seed me or put me to sleep, neither of which I really want to deal with. So with the Substitute up, I'm actually going to be able to do maybe about a fifth damage there to Venusaur. And this enacts the longest stall war that I've been in since 6th Gen started. This was a 62-turn battle. So I really just wanted to speed things up here. You see me going for Night Slashes there because I was noticing my Bullet Punch BP. It was getting kind of low. So I was going for Night Slashes there. I barely failed to KO. So very close. Switching back to Night Slashes just while I knew he was just going to keep on using Synthesis. I was hoping for the crit to get 50% more damage. But I wasn't able to get it really. And at this point, the most important thing is to stall him out of Synthesis. Because he can't attack me because his Sludge Bomb, of course, is immune to Scizor is immune to the Sludge Bomb, and so as long as I just have enough BP, I can win the battle. But Venusaur is just taking these hits so well. You notice that I don't get a single crit. Nothing is really going on there. I just went for a Roost there to stall a little bit more as he wastes one of his Synthesis attacks. And finally, he's going to run out of Synthesis, and I'm going to be able to finish Mega Venusaur off with another Bullet Punch. So thank you very much, Mike, for that battle. That was pretty fun. This is why Venusaur is one of my favorite Pokemon. It's just such a tank, and then it gets things like Thick Fat, which makes it a fat, muscular tank, which is just like, how do you kill this thing? Pair it with a really good core like Sableye and Chansey. You have some headaches in store. But anyways, though, I really just wanted to get this battle out today. I don't know when this is actually going to go up because it has to render, and that was a long battle. But I definitely wanted to get it up. Yesterday was just not the day for me to try to narrate something. And I say if you're going to try to do something, you should always do your best. So I knew I wouldn't do a good job yesterday, so today is the day when I wanted to put it up. Well, I am off to work, and who knows when this will go up, but it's definitely going to go up on Saturday, darn it. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.